Okay, here we go. Clapper / marker. Holy crap. Still mesmerized by this thing. You guys, I just found out about this rhythm melody generator, which got released last week, and I just had to make a video about it. I know a lot of you out there are musicians, and I'm positive you can benefit from this. Let's just jump right into it and talk about it. I'll give you a quick rundown of what it does and how you could use it in your own practice to make your rhythmic vocabulary better. Here we go.
Rhythmic vocabulary.
3 and 4 and... It's great stuff. Okay, so let me break this down for you. Back at Berklee, I met this awesome drummer by the name of Bouvet. He was on his way out from Berklee as I was coming in, with maybe like a 1-year overlap between us. I remember him winning the Guitar Center competition that year and later on playing with some most amazing acts like Felix Martin, Dave McKay, and Generation X, where he jumped in like mid-tour to sub for Matt Garska on short notice. Needless to say, an amazing, super talented guy, but most of all, he has a great way of teaching music. He's had his online community for a long while now. So anyway, one of his students, who's also an app developer, teamed up with JP to create this absolute beast of an online tool. It just dropped last week and I absolutely love what it can do for your playing. It's called Rhythmbot and it's best described as this like random rhythm generator, but it's so much more than that. Oh, did I mention it was free? Let me show you. So check it out. This is what it looks like here. It's a web-based app, so just punch in rhythmbot.app into your browser and boom, you're there. No installs or any of that nonsense. So the interface is super simple, but it also gives you like all the control that you would ever need. Well, almost all, but we'll get to that. The basic function is that it gives you endless random rhythm melodies, as JP calls them. My favorite mode is reading. So you click loop, reading, and you play along to a click as all the rhythms kind of generate themselves and replenish every time that you go through it. You can play along to a snare or a kick, or better yet, my personal favorite is to play together with like an actual drum groove like this. Messed up towards the end, but you get the point. If you click here, playback controls, you can mess with the tempo. If you click it, it gives you an approximation of the tempo you're clicking in. You can also adjust all the, ghost notes, metronome stuff, all that with the swing, complexity here, like all that stuff. But honestly, if it had like half of this functionality, I'd be just as excited about this. One of the main topics that I cover with my own students is rhythm and learning to think inside this like 16th note matrix or triplet matrix or whatever. The thing is, to be really proficient in this like language, you need to be familiar with the words it's made up of. And the good thing is that there's actually not all that many of them. You can actually see all of them here under complexity and custom. And you can actually see all the combinations that you can play in a single beat, right? And what is that, like 17, 16 plus 7 for the triplets? So what is it, like 23 different phrases that you can play in a single beat? It's not really all that many, is it? To get really good at it, the trick is to randomize your recall, to be able to like access it like at any time. And this is the tricky part. That's where kind of everybody falls short. We all have our favorite songs and they all have their patterns. And the more you get into a band or a genre, you tend to pick up their language, which never utilizes all of these variations here. Plus, the more you know the material, you have certain expectations at a certain point in a bar, etc. Anyway, patterns. You get the point. It's never random because it's man-made. Now, Rhythmbot, while it won't necessarily give you a good sense of compositional aesthetics, it will absolutely make you able to perform any rhythm in any context possible. And it's freaking free to use. To practice sight reading prima vista, which is something I definitely need to get better at, you just select 2 bars or 4 bars, anything above 2 bars, whatever, let's say 4. Hit random rhythm, hit play, and just hack away at it. Bear in mind, this was made for drummers, but I see no reason whatsoever why all musicians wouldn't be able to use it. You could just play one note or a chord, or even make up your own lines as you go. Yeah, you can come up with some like cool stuff, especially when it's off the cuff like that. Just do straight to make it a little bit more kind of normal. And yeah, let's come up with a couple of lines. 4, Something like that, right? For example, let's do this. 3 and 4. So on and so forth. It's absolutely great stuff. It just keeps revolving and keeps throwing like all this like different stuff at you. It's absolutely great. And you also have this trade option where every set of however many bars you have gets repeated, and you can actually choose whether you go first and then listen to the Rhythmbot or the other way around. That's actually an addition from today. They keep updating all this stuff, which is great. I'm just gonna try that with 2 bars for the sake of time. Let's try. See what I mean? And you can absolutely do the same thing with reading, where it just keeps generating these rhythms as you read them. And if you notice it's like too much for you, you can always mess with the tempo. And actually here you can select the complexity level, so it's not throwing everything at you all at once. I kind of like to keep it at level 5 and also include triplets in the mix. The real trick is to keep reading just a little bit ahead and not think too much about it. I noticed that when I start recognizing certain rhythms from songs that I like, I kind of tend to mess up at that point. And like, you don't have to practice sight reading. That's kind of the best part about this. You can just generate 1 or 2 bars, learn those, save them maybe if you dig it, and move on to the next one and so on. Super useful stuff. Now, I do think it would be great to have an odd meter option where you're not just stuck with 4/4, but hey, they gotta leave some room for improvement for V2.0, right? Some kind of deeper tuplets would also be nice, like at least quintuplets. It also doesn't necessarily cover like polyrhythms, odd groupings and stuff like that, but honestly, if you master this, you'll be well on your way to blast through whatever you can think of. So there you have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video and this. Try it out. I'm super stoked about this. Massive, massive props to Jamie Howard and JP Bouvet for developing this app. It's amazing. And it's super nice of them to make it a free resource for all of us. I know I've been using it with a bunch of my students and they've all been loving the idea. It's a super useful tool and I think it's gonna blow up any day now. So I wanted to get you guys in the action kind of early. So yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Would you practice with this? Did you know about it already? And remember to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and the little notification bell to get notified next time I upload. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this does to the general musician community. I think it's a really great resource. But yeah, thank you for watching, you guys. I hope you got something out of this one, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.